Chile. Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I'm your host for this session. Uh, I'll just run you through this certification, which is called SHRM. It's called the Society for Human Resource Management. It's a USA based body, and it has got two certifications. But before I move on to the certification part, uh, I'll just give you a brief of why uh, HR people need certification. I mean, a lot of people would think that HR is probably run of the mill job, but that's a myth. You know, that's something which used to happen in the past. So going on post COVID, the world has changed a lot. We are talking about upskilling. We are talking about reskilling. Uh, the landscape is changing. People are talking about hybrid workspace. People are talking about working from home. People are talking about remote work environment. People are talking about employee welfare. Uh, the employee is at the core of what is at the core of workplace. So how, and then soft skills are the future of any industry. So how do we uh, how do we as HR professionals acquire a certification that actually makes a difference in our lives? There are a couple of certifications which are available in the market, uh, but I would rate SHRM as one of the top notch certifications, primarily because of the reason that it is one of the oldest certifications in HR. And second, the framework of this certification is basically based on behavioral competencies and technical competencies. And when we talk about HR, so these two competencies are the driving factors, are the driving forces. Uh, so if any one of you want to move ahead in your career, so I would recommend that you acquire this certification because this is going to act as a catalyst in your job promotion. Especially when I talk about the Middle East market, uh, the market is evolving in terms of the localization. There are a lot of jobs, which will be taken up by the maybe by the local population over there, and 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 whether it is expat or whether it is local or anyone may be it, I think this is a certification that every HR professional should look for. So there are two types of certification, SHRM certification. One is the SHRM CP, which is the certified professional, and the other one is the SHRM SCP, is the senior certified professional. So it depends upon you, based on your experience, based on your education, which certification you want to acquire. For example, if you log on to the SHRM SCP website, uh, can we have the next slide, please? Okay. So if you log on to SHRM SCP website, you will have two certifications, as I told you. So SHRM SC certified professional is one notch below the senior certified professional. For SHRM CP, you have got different variations. For example, if you have masters, the number of years of experience are less as compared to uh, senior certified professional. So the process works like this: is that first you log into SHRM website. There are two windows during the year in which you can register for examination. So you have ample time to prepare for examination. So one window opens in February, and I think the other window opens after July. So if you are enrolled in February window, maybe this is the best time that you can prepare yourself, or maybe if you have a prior HR experience and if you have a relevant HR degree, then maybe you can also register for September or October window. So I'm not going to run you through the content because a lot of it, most of it is available on the website. The kind of certification which you want to take is also available on the website. And first, you need to log in the website. You need to make your account. Then you create your profile in which the SHRM asks for your qualification and your years of experience. So, for example, if you are a master's in HRM and you've got more than 4 years of experience, you can register, you can sit for a senior certified professional. But if you are a fresher, maybe 1 or 2 years of experience, then you can sit for certified professional. A certified professional is actually maybe one notch below the senior certified professional, but both of these certifications add a lot of value in your job and as well as in your profile. So what is SHRM, CP, or SCP? So SHRM basically tests you on two fronts. One, two competencies. So yeah. So one, I think next slide, please. So this is so SHRM, SCP basically test you on two competencies. One is the behavioral competencies, and the other one is the technical competencies. The test is basically 4 hours test. It has got 190 questions, out of which 30 questions are not rated, whereas 160 questions are rated. The test is built around behavioral competencies and functional competencies. So basically, the 60% of your test is actually the knowledge-based test, and 40% is the situational judgment part. So whether it is SHRM CP or SCP, the structure is same. So you have got 160 questions, you have got 4 hours, 60% of which is knowledge-based, 40% of which is situational-based, and the questions are basically around two areas, two competencies: the behavioral competencies and the technical competencies. So, what is the difference between a behavioral competency and a technical competency? So, technical competency is basically the knowledge that an HR practitioner needs to have in order to get the job done. For example, you're writing a job description. So until you have the technical competency of writing a job description, you won't be able to write that job description. Similarly, moving on to behavioral competencies. So behavioral competencies tell you how a job is done. So it is basically the soft skills part, whereas the other one is the technical part. I think a lot of you people are on LinkedIn, a lot of people are on YouTube, Facebook, and there's a concept of what we call influencers. So I wonder, a lot of time I have a discussion with my spouse, and I tell her, influencers are making so much money, the world has changed. So even for HR professionals, believe me that soft skills, behavioral competencies count a lot. So what we are going to do for you in this entire course is that we are not going to run you through the content only. We are going to have a discussion on real life articles. We are going to have mock questions. We are going to have a structured technical uh, session followed by a situational judgment session where we are going to apply the technical competencies in a particular situation. For example, as a line manager, you have come up with someone who has actually made a harassment complaint against one of the employees. So there are a couple of actions that you need to take. So we put you in a situation, we put you in a live situation, and then we'll discuss that situation and we will find out the best answer. Because believe me, when you're doing the SHRMP examination, I think every answer is very similar in terms of the situational part. This is where we have to choose the best answer out of the 4 possible answers that we have. So basically what we are going to do, we are going to have case studies. We are going to brush you through the key concepts. We're going to have online quiz. We're going to have group discussions. For example, we'll have a group discussion on type of leadership. What is servant leadership? What is transformational leadership? And how do we apply those leadership concepts in a particular situation? And then, we'll have one-on-one coaching session, because what I feel is that we are too much occupied in our day-to-day work. So we need to focus on how we actually plan our studies, because a lot of material is available on the internet, whereas you can also buy, a course catalog from SHRM SCP from the SHRM website when you register for examination. But a course, any course material without direction is useless, because you have to actually plan and you have to study those chapters one by one. You have to remember those concepts, because a lot of times, in examination, those key questions, those key definitions might come. So this is where you need to brush up your concepts maybe. For example, the motivational theories like the Maslow theory of motivation, the Heisberg theory of motivation. Maybe a question will come that will actually pertain to that theory, and that might be a situational question, or that might be a technical question. So what we are going to do is we are going to have a very structured approach, and we will take you through those books, maybe chapter by chapter. We will initially, start with those technical competencies, and then for those technical competencies, we will be moving on to the behavioral competencies. Then most probably every week, we are going to have a mock test. We are going to have a group discussion. So, then obviously we're going to come up with a learning plan once we have shortlisted the number of people. And we're not going to put everyone in the same group. So first we are going to interview people, then people who have sort of similar skill set. Maybe we are going to group them together. And people who need to maybe learn the basics first, we'll have them separately. This is to ensure that everybody is on the same wavelength, and then we are working with people who are actually understanding and contributing to the discussion. Because see, when you work, for example, if you're doing SHRM, SCP, you think that you are working in a more strategic role, and you have got a clear HR insight and an HR experience of maybe 4 or 5 years. So as compared to someone who has got a 1 year experience, that concepts are not there, because a lot of people who have worked, they know how to apply certain situations in real life. So it's going to be a very focused discussion. We are going to have one-on-one sessions, and trust me, SHRM certification is the way forward. The world is changing, and we need to evolve, and we need to update a skill set, because according to World Economic Forum, approximately 87 million jobs will become redundant in the next 5 years. But the best part is that 92 million jobs will be created. So a lot of HR jobs will vanish because analytics has come into place. We have got cloud computing. We have got Fusion, Oracle Fusion HRMS is being taken over by cloud. So I think a lot of clerical, a lot of what we used to do as humans, a lot of those things will vanish. For example, interviews. Maybe in future, AI is going to do all those interviews in order to eliminate that bias, maybe. So I recommend all of you to register for SHRM, SCP, SCP and CP based on your experience and education. Then obviously we are there to help you out. We will work with you. We will work on the core concepts, and surely we will take you through the certification, which will add a great value to your profile, to your resume, and you will be able to contribute as an influencer to your workplace, rather than as maybe a person who is assisting or doing the basic HR stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Umar, and for your such a brief introduction towards the SHRM. Let's hope that people will understand the criticality and the importance of the certificate in field of HRM, because in today's organization, those people who are continuously striving for the best, I think this certification will definitely help the HR people to devise the strategies and develop the processes which will help not only the benefit in terms of the organization, but also the people and the process and the structure as well. So thank you for your precious time, for giving such a wonderful presentation. Let's see how it will proceed, and thank you for coming. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you. Bye.